Welcome back to my channel. Why am I doing creepypasta readings? This is so far beyond what I would normally be doing on my channel. Some of my favorite videos to watch are creepypasta readings. And if you don't know what a creepypasta is, because I didn't know what a creepypasta was, it's basically scary stories. One of my favorite YouTubers that reads creepypastas is Lady Mae. Go check her out. She also is a body positivity advocate, a fashion icon. I wanted to do something kind of creepy for this Vlogtober, and what's more creepy and Halloween-esque than reading scary stories? Nothing, that's right. So I am on creepypasta.com and they have an option to pick the category for the stories. Yo, this is actually demons and possession, dreams and nightmares, ghosts and spirits, Halloween stories, insects, spider and parasites. Ew, no. Investigations and crimes, that sounds fun. I think I'm gonna pick famous creepypastas. Famous creepypastas. Okay, this looks actually terrifying. Grab yourself a fuzzy blanket, possibly a pet, turn out the lights, and get ready for some spooks. So the one that I chose is called Eyeless Jack, and it was published in 2013, and it was written by Anonymous. Okay, it's written by Anonymous, but the first line is, "Hello, my name is Mitch." Okay, hi Mitch. I'm here to tell you guys about an experience I had. I don't know if it was paranormal or whatever stupid words people use to describe supernatural phenomena. But after that thing visited me, I believe in that paranormal trash now. A week after I moved in with my brother Edwin, after my house was foreclosed, I finished unpacking. Edwin liked the idea of me moving in, since we had not seen each other after 10 years, so I was excited too. I soon fell asleep after I moved in. After that 1 week, I heard rustling noises coming from outside at about 1 in the morning. I thought it was a raccoon, so I ignored and tried to fall asleep. The next morning I told Edwin about it, and he agreed. The next night, however, I thought I heard my window opening and a loud thump, as if something entered my room. I darted up and looked around my room, but saw nothing. The next morning, Edwin dropped his coffee cup when he saw me. He held up a nearby mirror, and I saw myself. I had a large gash in my left cheek. After I was rushed to the hospital, my doctor told me that I must have been sleepwalking, but then he showed me something that made my blood turn cold. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, I need to stop reading ahead. He lifted up my shirt to reveal a sewn up incision where my kidneys were. You somehow lost your left kidney last night. We don't know how though. Sorry, Mitch, my doctor told me. Sorry, Mitch, you lost a kidney. The next night was my breaking point. Around midnight, I woke up to see a truly horrifying sight. I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was that it had no eyes, just empty black sockets. The creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets. I grabbed the camera nearby on a mantle and took a picture. After the picture took, the creature lunged at me and tried to claw up in my chest to get to my lungs. I stopped it by kicking it in the face. As I ran out of my room, I grabbed my wallet. I would need the money. I ran out of my brother's house into the night. I eventually ended up in the woods near Edwin's house and tripped on a rock. I fell unconscious and woke up in the hospital. My doctor entered the room, the same one who treated me before. I have good news and bad news, Mitch. My doctor started. The good news is that you had minor injuries and your parents are going to pick you up. I sighed with relief. The bad news is that your brother has been killed by something. Sorry. Okay, but it might be how I'm reading it, but like I just imagine the doctor deadpan being like, bad news is your brother died. Sorry. So you're telling me you got your wallet, but you didn't go get your brother. Okay, whatever. My parents took me back to Edwin's house to collect my remaining belongings, which I did. Upon entering my room, I was scared, but remained calm. I grabbed my camera, then stopped dead in my tracks. In the hallway leading to my room, I saw Edwin's body, and something small lying next to it. I picked up the small thing and entered my parents' car, not mentioning Edwin's corpse. Why would they let you back in the house when there's a corpse on the floor? I looked at the thing I had picked up and nearly vomited. I was holding my stolen half-eaten kidney with some black substance on it. Oh my god, was that it? Oh my god, no. I kind of feel like reading one more. The Theater. It's written by Anonymous. Cool. Have you ever heard of an old PC game called The Theater? Yeah, I didn't think so. Probably because many people say it doesn't even exist. You see, The Theater is an old computer game, released around the same time as Doom. Today, if you ever find it, it's only available on a crappy bootleg CD-ROMs. There we go, which more often than not don't even actually contain the game. The actual legitimate copies that they say were released back in the day feature a blank cover with nothing but the sprite of what has since been named the ticket taker. He is simply a poor drawn, pixelated Caucasian, bald man with large red lips wearing a red vest over a white shirt and black pants. He is completely emotionless, though some say that if you smash the disc, his face is shown as angry the next time you look at the cover. Ew. What is peculiar about The Theater, though, is that there is no developer named on the jewel case, nor a game description on the back. It is simply the ticket taker on the white backdrop on both sides. The game was initially known for its inability to install correctly. The installation process immediately locks up the computer when the user reaches the licensing agreement. Also strange about the licensing agreement for The Theater is that whenever the development studio is supposed to be named, the text is simply a black line. Anyways, most people who have claimed to own one of the original CDs say that they figured out how to install the game by simply rebooting their computer on the licensing agreement with the disc still inside. Then they are prompted to press I agree on startup. Then they continue with the installation. The game then starts up without any introduction besides a main menu that is simply the sprite of a movie theater's exterior on an empty city street. The title fades in and the new... I'm like really thirsty, guys. Hold on. I was like trying to like power through it and I keep like getting choked. The title fades in and then the three menu buttons, new game, load, options. Selecting options immediately crashes the game to the desktop. Load is said not to function at all. Even if you do have a saved game, nothing happens when you press it. Thus, new game is the only working menu option. Once it is selected, you are in the first person view. You are standing in an empty movie theater lobby, with the exception of the ticket taker standing in the front of a dark hallway, which one can only assume leads to the theaters themselves. There's nothing to do but look at the poorly drawn, mostly illegible movie posters or approach the ticket taker. Once the player moves towards the ticket taker, a very low quality sound clip plays saying thank you, please enjoy the movie, along with a speech box saying the same thing. You then walk into the hallway and the screen fades to black, and you're back in the empty lobby and you do the exact same thing again and again and again. While this may sound like a really horrible game, a number of peculiar things occur as you continue to play it. The number of times that you have to continue into the hall after giving your ticket to the ticket taker before the strange events happen is unknown. Most state that it's completely random and could take anywhere from the first playthrough to the 400th. What happens though has deeply disturbed some players. Here we go, guys. Here we go. The first occurrence is when the player fades back in after walking into the hallway. This time they will notice the ticket taker is completely absent. The player then, without any other options, decides to walk into the dark hallway. The sound clip and text box mentioned previously still play in the absence of the ticket taker, but when the player walks into the hallway, the screen does not fade out. It goes pitch black as they walk deeper into the hall. but the player's footstep sound clip is still playing as they continue to push the up button on their keyboard. Those claiming to have played the original game report to have felt extremely uncomfortable walking down the hallway, anticipating the whole way something horrible happening, while eventually the player is unable to move forward. There is nothing for a few moments before a strange sprite that is described as the ticket taker but with a swirl for a face appears and stands before the player. The original players of the game say their bodies immediately froze up and their stomachs churned when they saw this sprite, which has been appropriately named the Swirly Head Man. Nothing happens as the Swirly Head Man stands before them. Then suddenly, a piercing screech plays as the game glitches out. This lasts for a few minutes, with the screeching being continuous. Then the player is abruptly returned to the lobby with all the sounds and graphics being as they should be. The game continues normally for the next couple of cycles of entering the hallway, with a couple of the original players claiming the Swirly Head Man would briefly appear and disappear in the corner of the screen as a brisk yelp sound effect plays. Then at some point, after meeting the Swirly Head Man, the player sees the ticket taker pacing back and forth, though there is no walking animation. The sprite's limbs are completely static, so he just hops up and down slightly as a substitute. Ew. With his eyes being wide and his mouth open to simulate a worried facial expression. Some players noted that the movie posters had been replaced with images of the Swirly Head Man, which caused them to immediately turn their character's head away from the posters and approach the ticket taker. Then another different, low-quality sound clip plays, but the speech box contains nothing but corrupt characters that cause whatever text that would have been there in the box to be completely illegible. Due to the extreme low quality of the sounds, it is debated by players what exactly the ticket taker says at this point, though it is widely agreed that he says, "Never reach the other levels." Then the screen fades out once again and returns the player back to the starting point in the lobby, but the ticket taker is gone and the hallway is blocked by a large brick wall sprite. Touching the brick wall will immediately crash the game, and that's all there is to it. No one knows what the other levels are or how to gain access to them, nor is it known why the Swirly Head Man causes such acute fear in those who have seen him in the game. All the original copies of the theater have either been lost or destroyed, but the creepiest part is the fact that all the original players of the game claim to occasionally see a brief glimpse of the Swirly Head Man out of the corner of their eyes. I personally think any legend about a game that is like missing or kind of like a haunted game is so creepy. This is gonna be a weekly series, just like the haunting of Braidwood Manor. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know how you're enjoying Vlogtober so far. I know it's early on and we're just getting started, but I am excited. Please be sure to subscribe. Right now I'm uploading every single day of October. And if you're interested in following my social medias, all of the links will be in the description box below. And until the next video.